Soft pretzels consist of ingredients that are commonly found in most breads, including flour, butter, milk, water, etc. Microwaving the milk for 10 minutes will prevent the yeast cells from being exposed to temperatures that are too hot or too cold. If the yeast can avoid dormancy, they will bind with water molecules in the milk to prepare for the Maillard reaction. Caramelization occurs when the brown sugar is broken down into glucose and fructose. The sugar's tendency to bind with water molecules causes a delay in the development of gluten, giving the bread a soft and tender texture. When the sugar binds with water, the dough loses moisture at a slower rate, preventing staleness and extending the bread's shelf life. Mix the flour in with the brown sugar, salt, milk, and yeast to form a thick dough. The proteins will be hydrated, forming gluten. The yeast will feed on the sugars and produce pockets of CO2 in a process called fermentation. Fermentation is what causes the bread to rise. The dough's flexibility comes from the salt that is added to the dough when mixing. When salt is cooked along with yeast, flour, and water, the gluten-protein network is strengthened and tightened. The dough will need room to rise and expand, so it will be transported into a larger greased bowl. Degrees of heat will act as a catalyst for the reactions. Baking soda is mixed in with water to create a baking soda bath for the balls of pretzel dough. In order to perform the Maillard reaction, each piece of dough is coated with baking soda. The baking soda is extremely alkaline and will raise the pH levels of the bread, facilitating crust formation and creating a brown tint. The pretzel is only baked for about 10 minutes. Pictures were taken every 2 minutes and the transformation of the crust can be seen as the Maillard reaction occurred. Next is time to add butter, salt, cinnamon, or whatever topping you desire.